really what I want to do is give you the information and the guidelines that I use. And when I do my work in general, those of you who've worked with me on one-on-ones, you know, really what I'm about is giving you these bones. I'm going to give you these guidelines. And you could open up Pinterest tonight and you could see 40 ways to do this. And you only need this much in your closet. And you need these things or these things. But the reality is they don't work because they're not for your life. They're for that blogger's life, right? So what I want to show you tonight is really some ideas and some principles that you can go home and ask yourself the questions so that you can figure out what works for you. Because when you have the right amount of clothes and the things that do work and what you need and how often you do laundry, your life will feel more cohesive. You'll feel better when you get dressed in the morning. You will. You'll have less choices, but you'll love the choices that you have in front of you. And so everything will simplify. And really the premise of this whole conversation is the idea of making your decisions in advance instead of in the spot in the store. When you're in the store and the lighting is good or the salesperson is snobby or whatever the case may be, when you're making your decisions in the moment, the statistics of you making a bad decision, they quadruple. And that goes for every area. So when you go through and you put some boundaries up or some decisions in advance for your closet, the awesome thing is that will translate somewhere else in your life, which is the real powerful thing, automatically. You ever get done like totally gutting your room and then that's been driving you crazy and and then you get done and you look at it, it's really clean. What do you feel like when you're done? Like, just want to go away, kids. Just want to look at this. Right? And then that feels so good. You go to work the next day and you're like, I'm leaving early today. So when you do this work, clutter, I wrote it, clutter creates this like, this stuck place, but getting rid of clutter creates clarity. In your life, in your house, in your mind, in every relationship that you have. I've never seen it. I get emails, messages, notes every single day. Someone put something in my inbox that says, I cleaned up this today and I feel awesome. I got rid of 2 pairs of socks today and I can't believe I did it. And hey, so you gotta start somewhere, right?
Did
so
they match?
I did not ask. I was like, don't look at him again. They have to be gone. But ultimately, this process of decluttering, it's going to empower you in other ways outside of just your mess. When I started this process 5 years ago, I remember, you know how you have those moments that you look back in your life and you're like, that was a moment? I had my grandmother had just died, and someone brought over a bunch of things from her house. And then someone else brought over something that was broken, but it was an antique. And they're like, oh, Heather, you could do something with this. And then someone dropped her kids off at my house. And I said to my friend, do I have a sticker on my forehead that says, bring me your broken stuff, I'm up for that? And in a sense I did, because I didn't have any decisions made in advance about what I accepted into my home. By default, I invited everything. And everyone's kids. And in-laws. And, right? That's really, yes, we're going to talk about your closet tonight, but don't undersell the fact that if you do this work, it will impact your life. I promise. So that is kind of like my pitch, because when we go to get rid of things, there's stuff that you're going to want to keep, there's conversations you're going to want to have, there's things you're going to want to talk yourself into, but if you remember the bigger picture, you will be much more likely to get rid of it. It's empowering, okay? I've gone from overflowing everywhere, chaos everywhere, to this is my closet right here on this rack. And I miss nothing. This is literally my closet, and I purposely did laundry today so that there would be something in the dryer, so that I could be totally and completely upfront with you. Yeah, okay?